Frodo. You asked me once if I had told you everything there was to know about my adventures. It began long ago, in a land far away to the east. There was the city of Dale.
The LEGO games are always better on consoles. That's one thing you can rely on. Emma Watson always has a killer dress. That's another thing you can rely on. But this is it's not changing what you know, but it's certainly challenging it. LEGO The Hobbit is still better on consoles, but it's also going to make you stop and think about it for a minute. Em wore a little jacket tonight. Still crushing it, not a dress. Changes everything, while changing nothing. Now, I played this on the 3DS, right after playing the PS3 version. So I had the console version fresh in my mind when I went into this one. And I can tell you, although the quality gap is still there, it's nowhere near as wide as it used to be. You can tell they've taken some serious strides to close it. And they've done a pretty good job. So much so that if you're more of a handheld person, I'd have no problem recommending this one. Still not as good, but also not as bad as handheld LEGO games have been. So obviously, LEGO The Hobbit is based on the first two Hobbit movies. We've reviewed the console versions for both the Xbox 360 and PS3, so check out those reviews for more on the gameplay. Suffice to say though, it's what you'd expect from a LEGO game. It's the same combat, the same puzzles, the same smashing and collecting, the same LEGO. In fact, I said in our PS3 review that these things are almost reaching Madden levels of sameness from game to game. They're always good, but they're never much different. Now, where there is a difference is on handhelds. Again, playing this one right after the console version, it really illustrated just how different these games are. Where LEGO The Hobbit is this grand adventure on consoles, it's a smaller quest on handhelds. It's more about individual achievements and speed runs and replaying levels. In fact, it's almost got a bit of an arcade feel. The levels are a lot shorter, and each one's designed to be played several times to accomplish all the goals. And to be honest, as much as I like exploring Middle-earth and the size and scope of the console version, this game's pace was actually a great change of pace. It really comes down to preference and what you're in the mood for, but it's nice to know each version offers something different. In fact, they're totally different in terms of feel and design. It's just the core gameplay. That's pretty much the same. One thing that's certainly not the same is the presentation. On consoles, this is kind of a gorgeous game. It's not technically stunning or anything, but artistically, it's very pretty. On handhelds, not so much. The colors aren't as rich, the lighting's not as good. It's not a bad-looking 3DS game, but it pales in comparison to the console version. And the same goes for stuff like sound and music. So again, it's really a matter of preference. If you're looking for big, beautiful worlds and the freedom to explore, go with the console version. For more of an old-school approach, with more linear levels and shorter sessions, the handheld version's great for that. For a series of games that's notorious for stagnating and repeating itself, it's nice to see the LEGO games starting to address one of their biggest shortcomings, that being the quality gap that made their handheld versions seem like afterthoughts. It's not the case with this one. Now, the game's still better on consoles, but much like a Hobbit, the small one might surprise you. It's LEGO The Hobbit for the Nintendo 3DS. And check out our reviews of the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 versions for more. Seriously, guys, I had to play all three of these. It's the least you could do.